Today we're going to talk about writing equations from a slope and a point. We're still going to be talking about slope-intercept form, so make sure you know that before you watch this video. You already know how to write equations from graphs. So for instance, on this graph, remember I have to find 2 points that are on the grid. From point to point, I went up 3, right 1. So 3 over 1 makes my slope 3. My y-intercept is all the way down here at -4, so b is -4. And then I simply plug them into my equation, y equals mx plus b. Y equals 3x minus 4. Now we're going to learn what to do if we only have a slope and a point and possibly no graph at all. Maybe I don't have graph paper or whatever else can happen, but I need to know how to do it without. Well, we have 2 options. Of course, if you do have the graph paper, you can draw the graph and then write the equation. So if I did that on this particular one, I would find that y is equal to -2x minus 1. My slope was already given. When I draw in the line, my y-intercept is -1. But I have another option too. I can use slope-intercept form to help me find that intercept, because really that's the only thing that I'm missing. Because the only two requirements are my slope and my intercept. So here I have a slope of -2 and a point of -3, 5. Remember, -2 is the m for slope, and our point has both an x value and a y value. If you take a closer look at slope-intercept form, there is a y, there's an m, there's an x. I have all 3 of those options, so now the only thing I'm missing is b. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the -2, the -3, and the 5, and I'm going to replace them or substitute into my equation. My y now becomes a 5, the m for slope is -2, and the x is -3, and remember that m and x are being multiplied. So when I do the multiplication, I get 5 equals 6 plus b, and when I subtract 6 from both sides, I get b is equal to -1. Now I have my y-intercept, and now I can write my equation using only the slope and the y-intercept. Let's look at a second example. Now my slope is 1/2 and my point is 6 and -3. Remember, slope is m. My point has both an x and a y value. I'm going to plug those into y equals mx plus b. Remember, the y value is -3, m is 1/2, and x is 6. The only value I'm missing is b for y-intercept. When I do the multiplication, half of 6 is 3, so now I have -3 equals 3 plus b. When I subtract 3 from both sides, I get that b is equal to -6. Then I can take my slope and y-intercept and write my slope-intercept form. Y equals 1/2 x minus 6. I don't write in the x and the y because remember, that stands for all points on my line. Just because I had a specific one to begin with doesn't mean that I put that into my final equation. Remember to write down these examples in your notebook. Feel free to pause the video if needed. I can always check my answer. My answer for the last example was y equals 1/2 x minus 6. I can use the point, I can use the slope to draw the line on a graph and just make sure that my answer is correct. Let's go through one more example. Now I have a slope of 7, a point of -2, 0. I have m, x, and y. I use y equals mx plus b. Plug in the numbers that I know. Do my multiplication. Adding 14 to both sides gives me b is equal to 14. So now I can plug my slope and my y-intercept into my function, and I get y equals 7x plus 14. Make sure to write down any questions, any part of the video that you did not understand, and we'll discuss it in class. Have a great one. See you later.